full body, but I guess it's not gonna be full body. You kind of got me pro sick. It's, well, I'm sick.
Sugar rush, going on my phone when she cannot get enough. I can never touch. Get her on my ups and I put them in the dust. Beat her up to sluts.
Okay, so I decided to do this video to tell y'all, you know, my story of how I believe I contracted it, because I have been thinking about like how I may have contracted it, but I'm not too sure. Right now, we're not representing the Army because Vanessa is still missing. Second, I felt like it was important for me to put out this story because then someone can be like, oh my God, you know, you can use it as feedback. Like, oh, you have this sign, that sign. I'm like been home since Saturday. Well, I went to work Saturday, which is like the bullshit. You know, let me tell you, first start off how bad the testing goes. So I went to go get my test on the 18th of last month, June 18th, before Juneteenth. Let me tell you that we stayed on the phone on hold for like 45 to an hour, just listen to fucking elevator music. What I did was I put my house phone. Yes, I'm one of the people who still have a house phone. If you bundle, then house phone is in the bundle because it's cheap. I put my house phone on speaker and I was just doing my chores. And when someone answered, I quickly did it. First, they get your information like your address, your phone number, date of birth. I think they take your social. I forgot. I'm not too sure. The lady told us to, whenever we go up there, to bring our what's it called? Our card, our health insurance card, just in case. I guess she didn't really specify why. So then they give us, like, when you give them the information, they give you a code that you need to have before you go up there. So the two locations I believe they have it, like they do the drive-through test, is at the Delmar Stadium, if I'm saying it right, and Butler. We went to Butler. On top of being at Butler, they had to show proof that you had that, you know, the code. You're in your car, you're waiting for like about an hour or so, hour and a half, probably less. It was kind of going quick. It probably was less than an hour, but I could be exaggerating, or it could be an hour. I couldn't remember that day. So you go in, they swab your nose. They tell you what information you need to be. One of the lady on the phone said I can get it emailed or mailed to me. That's another thing I have to complain about because
that was a lie.
Getting your results to send it to your HR is the hardest shit I ever known. Like, okay. Please bear with me. I do have it's really hard for me to breathe sometimes. I think my dog's coming. Prince? After they swab your nose, they tell you how long the results are gonna be. Mind you, you never really get an accurate amount of time that they call you, because I swear to God, someone said 3 to 5 business days. I didn't get my results until 10 days. 10 fucking days. I was at work and I had just pulled a double, and they called me literally the last hour of my shift, the last hour of my double, and they told me to verify my date of birth and my last four of my social. And then she started to go over the things that if you have COVID, oh my God, like that day, my whole life shattered. I was like, bitch, I'm diabetic and I got COVID. Where does it work? Like, where does the balance go? Like, this year has not been my year, probably. But, you know, 2020, I don't think it has been anybody's year because of the rapid COVID spread. When she told me that, I didn't want to cry because I still had like an hour. I should have went home, but I've been around these people like for several days now that it don't even make sense if I try to like be like, oh, I got a dip, because you already got COVID because of me, basically. The funny thing is that after the test, they tell you like to, you know, do the precaution, wear your mask, wear some gloves, wash your hands always, stay your part. I was doing all that. Didn't make any difference because I still had it. So, second, when I say I was so angry and so distraught. I had made a post on Twitter telling everyone, you know, I got COVID. You know, whoever I've been around, please go get tested. Let me tell you about my weak ass boyfriend. I told him to go get tested because I have been around him always. Like, we've been going out to eat, which, you know, that's my fault. And I also been going to his house. I don't know if I, you know, got it from there. I don't know if I got it from going out to eat. I don't know. So I told him to go get tested. This boy tells me the most nigga response ever. I ain't got no signs, so I ain't gonna go test it. What? What does that even mean? Like, I didn't have any signs. Mind you, weeks in advance, I was like seeing signs. Now that I like think back about it, I also don't have no nails on. I used to have nails and my hands were cute, but I was like, when am I gonna go get a refill? I gotta be quarantined for 2 weeks. I was supposed to go get a refill on Friday. So much shit. Second, I was like, okay, that doesn't make sense. So him and his logic was just making me so upset. I just didn't want to talk to him at all. I know this nigga coming upstairs, but yeah, he don't want to come in here. Prince! Okay. Niggas, don't be stupid. Make better decisions. Like, go and get tested. It is not hard. It is not anything. You sit in a car, or you can walk in the clinic. Make an appointment first, y'all. If you go into the clinic thing, you gotta make an appointment. I was laughing with my sister, and out of nowhere, I felt like my chest was like this tight. Not tight, but it just felt like there was probably pressure, or like it was just clogging. Like I couldn't breathe. I had to get an asthma pump. Not asthma, but you know, the inhaler. And I didn't know I couldn't breathe for several days until I took that inhaler, because I felt cold air coming in for once. Like right now, I'm not too much cold air, but every morning I'm gonna try to do like yoga to get like an airflow in there. I hope my mom doesn't have it too, because she's been feeling a little bit something. But you know, I really pray that she doesn't, because I love her. I don't know what else to talk about, because I just been in this house for days. Right now, I don't have nothing to do. I just been in my room. I may read a book. I've been watching The Wire. Comment down below if you already have been watching The Wire, or you watched The Wire when you were younger because you're a bad kid and you had HBO. Fuck you. That was a corona cough for you, bitch. Season 4 was my best season. You could argue with me, but I choose that you argue with your mama, because the fuck. I watched a recap of season 2 and 3, and I was like, oh, I'm not missing. But this is not a Wire recap. I should do that since I have this chair and now this light that can show that I pay attention. Lately, okay, so back to my COVID thing. Lately, I've just been like drinking hot things. My mom this morning pressed like a hot towel on my chest. To tell the truth, it didn't really do much for me, but I let her do it because she felt good. She felt like she was helping. That's what she wants to do. And I said, hey, you do that, girl. I'm not gonna stop you. Me thinking back, I had a lot of symptoms. I had the diarrhea. Yeah, I had the diarrhea. I had a loss of appetite. Like when we go out and eat, I didn't want to eat anything. I would more so drink my drink or something. I had the night sweats, but it wasn't like, yeah, what is it? Just yesterday, I sat outside in the sun and I sweat my ass off. So apparently I had a fever. I didn't know. Actually, I didn't even have a fever, which is a funny thing, because every time I took my temperature, it was a 98.2, 98.7, like in between there. I was like, why am I sweating so much? Like right now, I'm sweating. Like, look at that, sweating for no reason. There's air circulating in this room. I was like really thirsty, but me being diabetic, you think, oh, probably, you know, it's just me being diabetic. Like, we would go ride bikes, and beforehand, I used to like master these hills on the bike ride trail. But then lately, I was like, okay, I gotta get off my bike now. After, you know, doing all this, I stay my distance away from everyone, but everyone in my house is very friendly. So, you know, they like, I want to stay with you. I'm like, you can't. I got COVID. You know that. I'm trying to give us some space. So now when I go into places with my family, I make sure I wear a mask. And some gloves. I have like so much gloves, and we have Clorox wipes. I always have to wipe after I sit down on the toilet. You should have been doing it before, but wipe before and after, you never know. Just being a nice hoe for somebody. I clean my bathroom every day with outdoor bleach because that is the most concentrated. You're looking at me probably like, outdoor bleach? Yes. Everything I touch, as in like kitchen sink and bathroom floor, sink, shower, toilet, all that. I wash my bathroom like probably every day now because, you know, you don't want to be a mean bitch. What if someone has to go use the restroom and they gotta use it in your restroom? Then you gotta clean the shit. So I mostly try to stay in my room away from everybody because sometimes I don't want to wear a mask. I had to go to work and wear a mask for 9 hours. Yeah. To have your appetite back and just eat everything and anything. I lost some weight. I don't know how much I weigh now, but everyone has told me I lost weight. Like my back fat gang gone. Back fat gang gone. Back fat gang gone.
Hey y'all, so I'm just adding to the story because I feel like there's a lot that Dee Dee left out. Don't mind me. I already had makeup on from work, but I have to take a screen photo for this video. So anywho, I feel like there was a lot that Dee Dee left out that I did want to touch on. There was some stuff she said that she didn't go in enough detail, so this is my part. So when Dee Dee got her COVID test, I'm not going to tell the whole story again. We went together. We were in the same car. Mind you, my mentality on this is that if one of us in the house has it, it's impossible for, or at the time it was that it's impossible for the other person not to get it, especially with how close contact I am with my siblings and my mom. So I was like, for sure, if she got it or I get it, y'all niggas gonna get it too. So nobody was really like taking precaution not to like be careful from other people in the house. As you should, we're in a pandemic, but that wasn't really my mindset at the time, so whatever. We went together to get the test. I said, mind you, I'm in the car when she got her test results. I got my test results that same day. Mine were negative. I didn't even think to call her because I was like, of course I'm negative. It's been 2 weeks and I haven't got corona. She said this, it was the day before Juneteenth. We went out to a Juneteenth like get together. Don't worry, I was that girl who didn't talk to nobody in the club. It wasn't the club, it was somebody's house. But I was that girl that didn't talk to nobody. Every time I go to things now, I don't go to a lot of things, but if I do go to things now, I am either that girl in the kitchen talking to nobody, because y'all niggas is nasty. Y'all are doing hookahs and shit like it's not a pandemic. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna just be by myself. So when the lady called and she was like, oh, it's negative, I'm like, of course it's negative. I didn't even think to like, oh, let me call my sister because, you know, I'm like, if I'm negative, she's negative. She calls me and she goes, y'all, I kid you not, she goes, did they call you? I'm like, yeah, they called me, girl. And I'm thinking she's about to be like, yeah, I ain't got it, so now I'm about to turn up and act a fool. She goes, oh, so you have it too. When I say we were both, I was like, what? No, you have it? And she was just like, you don't have it? I'm like, no. She was like, what the fuck? And then I was upset because literally that day, I had been confirmed for work because my job had closed down for the 2-week mandatory quarantine because Like 3 people got it in 1 week. So they were like, y'all got to take a quarantine. And we were going back to work that Monday. It was Saturday. And I had just talked to my boss about when I was coming into work. He goes, I have to text him back separately on the like non-group chat. Like, hey, I just found out my sister has coronavirus. Even though like it was weird because I was like, she was confirmed to have it on the 18th. By now it's been 2 weeks. I don't know if I've contracted it since then, and I don't know if she still has it. And this is one of the main reasons why the testing system fails us. And a lot of people said this already, so that's why I didn't want to be long-winded about it. But having to wait 2 weeks because it's free is just as pointless as not getting tested at all. And it is super unfair that if you need to make sure you have it, much less not even get treated, you have to pay like $200 to $300 depending on where you are. I'm not here to like lecture y'all, but I'm severely disappointed in our US system.
Thank you for watching this video today. If it gave you any helps, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below of what other symptoms you may have been showing, because we can compare and I can tell you, oh, you know, something. You could tell me something, you know, what's the good remedies or so. Don't forget to share it with your mother, share it with your father, share it with your family. In fact, share it with your friends, your family, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your bakins, all of that. Share it. Remember to share it.